Hi guys, it's Bree and welcome back to All Things Autism. Big thank you to our subscriber Stephanie for this video idea when she asked the question about stimming. What's a stim? What forms can it take on? And what does the person who engages in a stim really gain from it? So let's break it down. A stim is just a shortened way to say self-stimulatory behaviors. And if you look at that, it means, well, it's self-inflicted, right? I'm going to do it to myself, or the person is doing it to themselves. It's stimulating, and it's a behavior. And remember, behavior is communication. It's also repeated movement, repeated sounds, repeated actions over and over and over again. Let me ask you a question. Did you know that all of us, whether we have autism or not, we all engage in self-stimulatory behaviors? Perfect example is when I'm giving a training at work. What I'll do is I'll look at everybody's legs underneath the table. And when I start to see the knee and the foot bouncing, you know, when you're really bored, I know that that is their signal to me, even if they don't know they're doing it, that they need to move. They need to get up. They need a break. That's a self-stimulatory behavior. Okay, so now what I want you to envision is that you walk into a room. You walk in, all the lights are on, all the sounds are going, tons of people, there's something smelling, you're not quite sure what it is, but it doesn't smell good. All of your senses are so heightened, you're up here, okay? You're overstimulated. You don't have the ability to say, I'm tapping out, this is too much. So you might start rocking back and forth. Okay? You might start jumping, you might start humming, you might start flapping your hands. There are a million and one things that you might start doing because you're so overly stimulated, or you're afraid, or you're frustrated, or you're anxious, and this is the way it's coming out. Now, we're gonna walk into that room again, but nothing's going on. There's no people, there's no sights, there's no sounds, doesn't smell like anything. There's nothing going on to hold your interest. So now, instead of being up here, I'm understimulated. My senses, my stimulation is down. So I might jump around, I might spin around, I might start flapping, I might start picking at my nails, I might start repeatedly listening to the same line of a song over and over and over again because I'm understimulated. Okay, I want you to remember those, over or understimulated, and this is a way for somebody to try to regulate that. Now, I did a video, okay, you can click on that, the functions of behavior. There are different reasons why people engage in behavior, but specifically for this, we're gonna say that the person needs input, okay? If you have a person in your life who engages in visual stims, you might see some of this, right? They're side-eyeing something, their fingers, or they have a car with the wheels, they keep spinning, or they're looking at the fan, the blades of the fan. They're watching glitter come down in a sensory bottle. They're getting that sensory input visually. They can also have an auditory stim, where they're listening to something over and over again on replay. Tactile stims, okay? Squeezing. Sometimes I've worked with people that squeeze so hard that their nails are digging into their hand. And that's something that you really want to look out for, okay? If a stim is causing some sort of bodily harm or really getting in the way of function, then that's when you need to really bring it to your team. Okay, you should really be discussing any self-stimulatory behaviors with a BCBA if you have one, or if you have a great occupational therapist, okay? And then they can give you suggestions for replacement behaviors. There's a big debate, big controversy on whether stims are good or not. Because many people, if you think about it, I'm sure you've seen this scenario, somebody's flapping, right? They're flapping their hands, they're getting that auditory and that sensation. And what do people say usually? Hands down, put your hands down, put your hands in your pocket. I get it, it looks kind of funny, right? You don't want your person, the one you love, being out there in the community like this. But by telling somebody to just put their hands down and put their hands in their pocket, well, now that looks good, but are they getting any of the input that they need? No, because you just took it away. So it's a bigger conversation, especially, like I said, if these are getting in the way of function or if they're becoming self-injurious in any way, you definitely want to sit down with your team and discuss it. Again, my personal belief, I don't want you to take this as this is the word, but my personal belief is that if somebody's engaging in a self-stimulatory behavior that isn't hurting themselves or others, it's not getting in the way of them just being in the world, then allow them to do it. Hear me out with that, because I know some people are like, what? If you have a person who loves to jump, Maybe I'll give you a trampoline to jump on. It's a replacement behavior, right? Instead of jumping all over the place, I'm going to teach you time and place. It looks a little better too, but I'm giving you what you need. What I would love for you guys to do on YouTube, there are YouTubers who are able to express and make videos and tell you why, because they're on the autism spectrum, why they stim, what they get out of it, how painful it is to them when somebody says, put your hands down, stop doing that. Emotionally, it hurts them, but it's also hindering them getting the sensation that they need. Right? If somebody is constantly squeezing and pressing up against a surface and squeezing their face, they're telling you they need some sort of sensory input. And it's your job as a parent, a provider, or a team member to come together and figure out how to best meet the needs of the person engaging in the self-stimulatory behaviors. So the next time you see somebody engaging in that behavior, I don't want you to think, oh, that's just what they do. It's just what happens with autism. Remember, behavior is communication. There's a reason behind it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. If you liked it, push the like button, consider subscribing and sharing, and we shall chat again soon.